Good morning. Well, it's almost that time. My court date for my divorce is next week. Um, I already know I'm going to hear from his attorney sometime before then. Um, he's going to have to respond to some papers that were filed on my behalf. It's crazy when you've done nothing wrong and then, the last time we talked about it, and of course, he doesn't talk to me face to face. It's always in text messages. So the last time we talked about it, he just broke down and just said that the reason was, you know, this whole pandemic thing. He felt like I questioned his decision, and he felt like I was taking away his and the kids' living, which is so not true because I asked them when they come home to take off their clothes and take a shower to so that they don't spread the virus around the house, because I was, like I always do, sanitizing and cleaning the house real good to and to make sure the virus wasn't spread once it was, once we were home. I would spray Lysol all around the house. I disinfected the furniture. I wiped everything, including doorknobs and light switches, down with bleach. And I never stopped anybody from leaving the house. If they wanted to leave, they could leave. Wasn't my business. All I asked them to do is, when you come home, take that stuff off and take a shower, because viruses stick to your hair and your clothes. And he fought against it, of course. So I didn't bother him. I let him do what he wanted to do. You know, all I asked him to do is not to sit on the furniture with those clothes, and especially not lay in our bed with those clothes on, because you're ultimately putting the virus in our bed and we have to sleep there. And I didn't want to have to re-disinfect furniture because of the clothes. And like I told him, if you don't want to take a shower, just strip. I mean, that's all I ask. No biggie. But to him, that was taking away their living. And when the kids saw that he didn't want to do it, they didn't want to do it. So it's like, and the thing was, is I kept everybody from getting sick. There was no viruses in this house. But see, he don't see that. He don't see that I'm doing what everybody in the world was doing that wanted to protect their loved ones. All he saw was that I made a rule. And he does not like when I make a rule. When I make a rule, he does everything he can to make sure that rule isn't followed. And he's done it for years. I mean, everybody has to follow his rules, including me, but let me make a rule and that rule doesn't stick. It's so crazy, and the craziest part is I still love him. I'm still willing to work this out if he would just work this out. But he's not working it out because of reasons to me that are invalid. Because, like I said, if I was going to take their living from them, I would have kept them locked up in the house. And I didn't. He got to come and go as he pleased. Our oldest daughter got to come and go as she pleased. I mean, I didn't stop anybody from leaving the house. The only ones who were at the house all the time were me and our youngest one, you know, because my son came and went as he pleased. So nobody's living was stopped. He just didn't want to go by that. And he just fights so hard for anything that I believe in and whatnot. And I don't impose what I believe in on anybody, but that was a life or death situation. It was for the health of everybody in the house. Because if one of them gets sick, we all could have gotten sick. And, you know, we all have pre existing conditions, from asthma severe allergies to the things that I'm going through, you know, and with all this metal in my body and all the pain I'm going through and all the medications I'm on for this pain, the nerve pain and the muscle spasms, you know, that lowers your ability to fight infections and bacterium and viruses. So usually when I get sick, I got to be on an antibiotic. So, you know, and it's crazy. I just don't understand him and his logic, but I don't know. I really don't know. This is so not fair. It's not fair at all. I could understand if I've actually did something wrong in the marriage for him to actually want a divorce, but I actually didn't do anything wrong, and I'm not understanding what's going on, and I'm confused. It's like he's confused because one minute he's pushing for this divorce and for me to move, and the next minute he's the sweetest man in the world. Be with you in a minute. Doing something. Shut the door. No. The next minute he's the sweetest man in the world, and he acts like he doesn't want me to leave. That's just like here lately he's been hugging me and holding me in his sleep, and he don't even realize it. You know, he's been laying up under me like he used to, and it's like so crazy. But I tell you what, he's gonna miss me when I'm gone. I started packing up some more of my stuff because it's getting closer to that time. But he's gonna miss me when I'm gone because I did a lot for him, and I'm still doing a lot for him. I'm still doing things that a wife does, and he's still doing things that a husband does for a wife. So I'm confused. I'm really, really confused. You know, one minute I think he wants the divorce, and the next minute I'm not sure. And it's like he's flip-flopping back and forth between what he wants. It's like he wants me to stay and he wants to stay married, and then the next minute he wants this divorce and wants me to leave. I don't get it. So I don't know. Like I said, my therapist thinks he needs therapy. My therapist doesn't understand his reasoning, and my therapist and my attorney and everybody who's, you know, learned about this does not understand why he's divorcing me, because I did everything he asked of me. I changed everything he wanted me to change, and I was a good wife to him. And I'm still a good wife to him, even though he filed for this divorce. But next week, I guess I'll find out. But y'all have a great one. I got to get the youngest one off to school.